Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami, and I'm a faith-based content creator in the United Kingdom. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about 5 unconventional things that I do with my boys. I only have boys. I don't have experience of having a girl. So I'm going to talk about unconventional things that we do in our house. I think I'll just say in this moment, it's not everything that has come up at the same time, but at one time or the other, some things have come up and I've started to implement with my boys. I already have one who is constantly doing this on his hair. The hair must be perfect. You can't cut my hair this way. I don't like it this way. I just want my hair to be trimmed. Asking me every time, is this out of place? Is the hair sticking out? And all of that. I've gotten to that stage. So raising boys is a different ball game. And in this video, as I said, I just wanted to talk about the 5 things that I do that has really been different. It has helped us living in the United Kingdom. The first I'll say is I try to make my boys watch when their dad is doing something, fixing something in the house. Now, I have, children can be different, right? I have one who, if this thing just came up, I have this thing now. He wants to see how it was made. How was it cooked? Is it water that is in it? He wants to test it. I have a child who is naturally like that. I have one. But the other one, he has his own ways of figuring things out, his own ways of doing things and all that. He's not really into, oh, let me check what you're doing and all of that. But most times I just try to send him to say, go see what your dad is doing. Maybe their dad is fixing something. I don't know how to do DIY. I don't even like DIY. So everything is their dad that does it. I make sure I just push him. I say, go and check what your dad is doing. Go and see what it's doing. See how it's fixing it. Even if you don't know how to fix it, you shall learn something. How he did this, how he did because I'm not raising boys who are going to be handicapped in the future. Like their wives will be saying, can you help me fix this? No, I cannot do it. Can you help me do this? No, I cannot do it. I mean, it's not even just for marriage, for just life in general. Things happen. If you move to your own house, washing machine spoils. Sometimes you always don't have to call someone. If it's something you can fix, plug and unplug. Just those little random things that you can easily fix in the house and you can save some quid on it. I always tell my boys, especially the one that is not always interested, I say, go and see what your dad is doing. See how he's doing it. See, ask questions. Again, that's another thing. Ask questions. How did you do this? Oh, why is this thing like this? I remember there was a time my son's bike sports. Obviously, yeah, I was not even interested. I didn't even know how to fix it anyway, and my husband wasn't around. I left it when he came, and I remember when he came back and he was fixing it. I told my son, he still wasn't trying to even look and find out, oh, if this thing happens again, let me know how to do it now. He just went to sit down. I said, no, go and sit down. Go and sit down in the hall. I think it was during summer-ish. In the hot sun. I said, go and sit down. So if you're a mom of boys, you have to teach them not to be lazy. Not that girls should be lazy also, because a lazy person is not useful for God. A lazy person is also not useful for the devil. You cannot be lazy. You are not useful on both sides. You are never useful to yourself. To add to that, so if you have boys, be insistent on them learning things. I think there's this cartoon. If your children are still maybe young or something, let them watch Fixies. Fixies is them knowing how things work, but it's not enough to just have the head knowledge. You're supposed to be practical. Let them see how things work. Maybe I think on an episode they watched how a TV actually works, how an electric cooker works. Let them know these things. But if they have opportunity to stay with someone, even if maybe for some reason their dad is not around, or maybe you're a single parent, you're divorced, let them hang around people who work with tools, right? I remember when I was young, my mom we used to wash the car. There was no girl job or boy job. I remember I would wash the car. At some point, I think if I recall, wax the car at some points. Like it will be shiny, sparkly clean. There was no job that was, oh, this is for a boy, this is for a girl. No, we did every single thing. And I think I also recall that one of my uncles took his child to the mechanic place. Like, that was his IT, where everybody was maybe probably traveling and all of that, and going to US, going to UK. He took them to the mechanic and said, you know what, teach him how to change a tire, teach him how to do this, teach him how to do that. How do you pump a tire? How do you do that? So if you have boys, I don't know if this is something you do, but if there's any opportunity, or let them even learn from Legos. Let them fix those Legos themselves. Those hard ones. I remember my older child got a present it was hard. Even me, I was like, oh, this seems hard. But they did it step by step. It took days, it took time. But I said, no, learn to do it. And gradually, as you begin to pull them into those things, they learn one skill at a time. If I say, okay, this summer, learn how to change the tire. Next summer, learn how to fix the washing machine or something. Learn how to do this, learn how to do that. So don't have boys who are just sitting around and don't know how to fix one thing. Like, they don't know how to do any DIY. If not, you're going to spend a lot of money if you do that. Well, that is one thing. The number 2 thing that I do is I make sure they have responsibilities and chores. So I have a almost 11-year-old and I have a 7-year-old, right? And they have different chores. So over the weekends, they take turns. Saturday, someone cleans. Sunday, someone cleans, like that. And then they just keep doing it. That's during the school time. And then also during the holidays, they also have chores. They do cleaning, who washes the dishes, who is taking out stuff from the dishwasher, who's putting this somewhere. The older one is responsible for washing their bottles during the week, and then over the weekend I can do that deep clean and clean it properly by myself. Things like, oh, you come back from school, this is where you put your stuff. It's not supposed to be here. I always say it in my house. If you ask my boss, there's something I always say every time. There is a house for everything. If anything doesn't have a house, then it needs to be thrown away. And that also guides us when we go to the store and they are saying, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that one. I cannot buy this and buy that, because in my head I'm like, where's the house for it? Is it that you declutter and get some things off so you'll be able to get this? So there's no throwing tantrums and all of that. So get them into these things early as much as possible. If you still have children that are still young, give them age appropriate chores. My older one, I've taught him, I'm still teaching him anyway. He's the one that irons the clothes, his clothes. Sometimes they put their clothes. We have an evening routine, who is doing what, who is cleaning the shoes. The older one is responsible for dusting the shoes, the other one reminds and all of that. So I've told the little one, and I told him, I said, you know what, by the time you're this age, this is what you're going to start doing. I'm already prepping me. I said, by the time you're 8, you're going to start doing this. Your responsibility is going to increase, but for now, this is what you do, what you don't do at this point. So it's just carrying everybody along and knowing that this house is a shared space, meaning that everybody is responsible for taking care of the house. Now, the other thing I do with my boys is fasting. This was introduced anyway. The Holy Spirit just dropped it in my mind. I think we've just done this for about 2 months, right? And everybody has their own way, or there'll probably be a lot of divide on this, saying, oh, children should not fast, children should fast, blah blah blah. But I remember just the Holy Spirit telling me, so you know what, let's start this. So what we did, or what we do now, is just starting with fasted 12. And I remember the first day, my goodness, those boys slept. They said I should wake them up when it's 11:30 so that they can pray, or 11:45 or something, so they can pray. So they slept. I left them. I didn't argue. I didn't say anything. So it was just that constant reminder that I was telling them, this is what fasting is. You don't fast so that you sleep, and when it's 30 minutes before you wake up and say, let me pray. I said, no, that's not fasting. That's just hunger strike you did. So I was just explaining to them that they had to deprive themselves of things that they usually would do, that they like, and all of that. So we for now, we still do it to 12. I told them recently, I said, you know what, we're going to increase it to 3 p.m. So gradually, I'm just getting them into that rhythm of what a fasted life is, what denying yourself looks like. And it's not just, oh, maybe because you want something. Fasting is for you, actually. It's not for God. God does not change whether you fast or not. It doesn't do anything to you. But for me, I think I was just bringing it from the angle of, apart from the spirituality part of it, I was bringing it from the angle of just self-discipline, of breaking gluttony. Like, my children sometimes they're not doing anything. Can we eat this? 5 minutes later, can we eat this? 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, can we eat this? Can we eat that? And I just need to break that cycle. Like, no, this is nonsense. You can't keep doing this. It does not make sense for you to constantly eat it. Know when to stop. That's what I always say. Know when to stop and know when to stay. So for now, we're still doing till 12, like that. 12 noon. Once it's 12, they're able to break. But I told them that once a month we're going to do to 3 p.m. and then we have a theme for the month. So I'm not changing the prayer points every month or every week. It's the same prayer point. So for example, in January we focused on I think it was, I can't remember now, I can't recall, I think it was making right decisions or something. I didn't call it that, but they had their prayer points in their notes, and it's the same prayer points, it's the same things. For February now, we're focusing on the fear of God. So teaching them what the fear of God is, looking for scriptures that have passages in the Bible rather that have the fear of God. I also added confessions for them to make. I added a breakdown of what the fear of God, obviously based on their age. So what the fear of God would, or what a 7-year-old will understand by a fear of God is different from what a 10-year-old or 11-year-old will understand. Breaking it down at different times. But fasting is good. I always tell them, you will not die. You will not die. It's just deny yourself for a while and just break that gluttony cycle of always eating. No, it can't continue. In fact, that was the motivation to start a fast, to be honest. Like, there has to be a point that you say no, or enough, or I've had enough. So we do fasting, as I said, till 12 every week, every Saturday for now. That's what we do. And then for once a month, I've told them now from the month of March, we're going to do 3 o'clock once in a month. And we've, by God's grace, been able to stick to that most of the time. Another thing I don't do with my boys, which is the number 4 thing, this one might be a bit controversial, but I don't send them to bring my female stuff. I don't send them to, for example, I don't wear wigs, but if I had wigs, I won't send them to bring my wig. I won't send them to bring my makeup. I won't send them to bring maybe my underwear, or I'm telling them I'm going to bring this underwear somewhere, go and bring that somewhere. Things that pertain to me personally as a female, I generally do not send them to bring, because if you begin to, one day as you begin to send them, oh, bring my wig, bring this, bring my that, bring my this one. This is how I see it. It's not everybody, and everybody doesn't have to agree with me, but this is how I see it. So by the time you send them to bring my wig today, they will want to try it on as they're bringing it. Oh, this looks good. Let me try it on. Oh, bring my lip gloss there. They want to try it on. Bring my my what do you call it now? Please, my kids are still young. Obviously, if your kids are older, they should be able to distinguish those things by now. But I didn't want to bring them to the point where they began to try things on. I mean, they might be joking about some things, but in the world, we know that now from clap, if they take enter dance these days, and all of that. I mean, I talked about the last time where I said on social media, you have boys now, or men in the name of skits now dressing like women just because they want to pass the message across. I don't know. I had to unfollow all this because it wasn't making sense to me, right, anymore. You can be funny, you can still do your skits without having to dress like a woman. Even the same goes vice versa for a woman trying to just get all masculine and all of that. So for me, that's a no. I hardly tell them to send. I rather stand up myself. If it's remote, okay, pass remote, obviously, all those other things. And again, I said this might actually change for me. It's because they're still in their formative stage, and I don't want them to start things that I would struggle with, God forbid, at some point in their life. Because by the time we keep sending them to bring my wig, bring my this one, bring my hairnet, That's how you see that when they are coming down, they want to wear it because they want to try. That's just a child, right? They want to see how this thing is. So I don't allow them to bring anything that concerns me, my clothes, nothing, my laundry or my hair, my lingerie or hair accessories or something. No, I'd rather go take it myself or do my thing myself, no matter how lazy. I'd rather leave that thing and say, you know what, I'd rather not take it than sending them to go and take it if I'm not able to take it or bring it myself. I hope that makes sense, or I hope I was able to explain that properly. Now, the last thing that we do, as I said, we live in the United Kingdom, and it's very, 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 very difficult and tempting sometimes to just forget home. Right? They say things online sometimes. Africa is always projected in a bad light, and which is really not too good. It's not helping our children at all. Sometimes some people struggle here when they come here because they didn't, maybe, it's not fault of yours, but I'm just saying that sometimes it could be because these children did not grow up with the values that we had in Africa. Values like, oh, you kneel down to greet, you say good morning, sir. I remember a time when my child literally used to say hi when I pick him from school. I'm like, who is hi? You say good afternoon, mommy, good afternoon, daddy, or good afternoon, whoever it is that came to greet you, or good afternoon, mom, good afternoon. Even their teachers, when they say morning, I'm like, why you say morning? Why don't you say the full thing? I'm sure they'll think my own is too much, but it just didn't make sense to me. So most times at night, we have this book on. I don't have the book around me yet, but hopefully I'm able to show it when I'm doing my editing. But we have a book where we talk about Nigeria. We've been reading it now for the past how many days? We talk about the language, the culture, the names. I'm teaching them Yoruba as much as I can, right? We don't speak it a lot. Even myself, my own Yoruba is not, it's not there yet. But anyways, we are reading together. We're teaching them about the values that we had in Africa. So we talk about Africa all the time. We watch videos on Africa. We watch sensible Nigerian movies. Anyways, sensible Nigerian movies that are kid friendly. The other day we watched was it the other day or last year? I can't remember. We watched Iwaju so that they understand where they actually come from or where they actually came from. The other day I was asking my son, I was like, where is he from? And my goodness, he didn't know. He said, I'm from Nigeria. I said, where in Nigeria? He was like, Lagos. I said, no, you were born in Lagos. I was like, hey, goodness, help me, Jesus. I was there to talk about it again. This is where you're from and all of that. So it is very, very important for us. I cherish our culture. I cherish our food. Even now, my husband complains that we are always eating so many Nigerian things. Why can't we just move or switch or start incorporating? We try anyways, some British diets into our food. We try sometimes and all of that, but we're always eating food. My son and swallow, poundo yam, my goodness, they're inseparable. But I'm just saying all these things to say that if you really want, sometimes when people move abroad, how they're able to just easily veer off sometimes is because there was no root in terms of instilling those traditions, those African traditions, culture, the greetings and all of that. So for now, for me, I'm relying on books, I'm relying on movies, I'm relying on podcasts and all of that. We watch Jay and Josh. Jay and Josh is what's this guy's name? Mount Zion, Mike Bamiloye, the family. We watch Jay and Josh a lot. They can relate. I love that my child can switch from Nigerian accents to British accents. Like, it is so good. I love it for him and all of that. The older one, obviously, he grew up a lot more in Nigeria before we moved here. So he understands some Yoruba. He may not be able to speak it properly, but when you're speaking, he can understand what you're saying, right? So African, there's nothing African that is off limit for us. We watch movies, as I said, sensible Nigerian movies. We go on YouTube, we look for Nigerian movies. The Winlows, we watch it a lot so that they just understand where they are from. We talk about, again, as I said, we have a book that we read is about Nigeria. It talks about the greeting, the culture, the people. The pronunciation is not right yet. We're getting used to that a bit, but they just need to understand that this is how it works. When they talk to my mom or their dad's mom, on the phone, things to say, like you say, a car song. I mean, just regular things. So that's really part of what we do. Or those are the 5 things that I'll say I do with my boys a lot. I don't know if anything resonated with you. Was it them fixing things? Was it them having chores as boys? Is it fasting? Is it not sending them to bring female stuff? Again, I'm talking about all of this from the perspective of having boys. I don't have girls, so for you, it might be different. Let me know your experience. And again, the last thing is that we talk about Africa all the time. It's always on the menu. It's always on the plates. We talk about Nigeria a lot, and not just the bad sides. We say everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. I remember, just to wrap this up, I remember one time, I think we were in the room or somewhere, and someone was pressing the horn like so loudly and all of that. I remember my son, I think he was 9 at that time. I can't remember what age he was. I think it was about 9 at that time. I was like, are we in Nigeria? Who is pressing the horn so loud? I couldn't just help but laugh. You can realize that even the horn of the car, our own car, they hardly hear it. So they were confused, like, my goodness, are we back in He literally said, are we back in Nigeria? Why is the horn so loud? Who is that? And he was saying that he has never ever heard the horn of the car itself, right? So those are the kind of cultural mixes, the cultural differences and all of that you want your child to grow with. Well, these are the top 5 that we do with our boys. Please, if you have mom or boys, let me know what are the things you do that can help someone. Maybe there's even something I need to start doing that I'm not doing. What are the things that you do with your boys? I would really, really love to hear from you. But till I see you guys again on the next video, stay safe and I'll see you all later. Bye.